Hello everyone, we've got another toy review on tap for you today. Today's topic of conversation is the Disney Store Beauty and the Beast figure playset. It is a 6-figure playset. It comes with 6 different figures. In this series, it is Belle, the Beast, Philippe, Gaston, Mrs. Potts and Chip are one figure, and Lumiere and Cogsworth are another figure. So we've got those 6 figures in this playset. Here they are, just out of the box, just hanging out here on my table. And I'm going to begin the review just one figure at a time, but wanted to give you a look at what the full set looks like together. I always like to do a little reference for size. That's my hand in the frame right there. This is about how big they are compared to my hand. Alright, so I'm going to start here. Let's start with these smaller figures, get the rest of these out of the way here. I'm going to start right now with the Cogsworth Lumiere figure. A nice thing I really like about these figures, I feel as though that the paint color is very vibrant. I feel that it is pretty detailed for a $14.99 set of 6 figures. Here's a look at this one. I know that they come in 6, all of the play sets there are 6 figures. I don't like that Cogsworth and Lumiere are together. I mean, I would really wish that they were 2 separate figures. They're tiny enough, I felt like they could have separated them. Even the way it is on the base, like the base is barely even connected here, they could have definitely made 2 figures out of that. But I think that the paintwork on their faces is really nice. Lumiere's got a little bit of a sheen to him. His paint's a little bit glossy, which I really like. There is not any other glossy paint on this figure, which I like. The minute hands on Cogsworth's face are really, really well done. The paint is super detailed there. Overall, this is a cute figure. My only complaint, like I said, is I wish that they were 2 separate ones. And if you're getting these for a child, if that is your plan for these, Lumiere is a little bit flimsy. Overall, in general, these figures, the thinner pieces of them are kind of on the flimsy side. So that is Cogsworth and Lumiere in the series. Next up, I'm just going to quickly run over this figure right here. You've got the dog, whose name I'm really not sure of. It's the like little footrest. Mrs. Potts and Chip here on this one. Again, all 3 of them are on one base, which is fine and good for the purposes of a 6-piece set, but I wish that they were all separate. Mrs. Potts has got that kind of sheen on her too. That kind of gives her a porcelain look on the paint, as does Chip. Chip's face, for how tiny it is on this figure, try to give you a close-up view there, is really, really well done. He's got the proper paint colors all around his base. His nose is the handle. There's a little chip in the side of him right over there. It's a good view at that. He's really well done. Mrs. Potts even has great detail even on the top there. As you can see, that yellow paint's kind of got those little stripes in it. Her face is great. Her expression's good. It looks just like them both. It's a cool figure overall. All right, now on to the 4 main figures in this series. Start with Philippe. This is Belle's horse. I mean, this right here, he's a sturdy figure. Like, you're not going to break him at all, no matter what you do. If you've got the roughest child in the world throwing it off the wall, I don't think this guy, he's really hard. He's not going anywhere. He's got cool work in his tail. His hair is like, he looks like it was almost brushed through, also around the hooves. Pretty basic figure, pretty basic paint job. I think his facial expression's good. I think it looks just like he looks in the movie. He's got the bridle on, kind of got that mischievous look in his eye. There's a look at the other side of him, his mane. Pretty basic figure, pretty basic paint, but definitely a sturdy figure here, and the heaviest of all of them. Next up is Gaston here. He has a base to him here, which I like. I really like that it is the streets that are in the movie, the cobblestones. That's cool. I think that the design of that matches really well with this character. There's an up-close look at his face. He's got a good expression on his face. I think for these figures, for how small they are and really for the price of them overall, they're well done. There are some paint inconsistencies on some of them, but I feel like you'll get that. Like there's a little bit of black markings on the back here, but I feel like overall really not bad. He's got the cuff on the boots with a different texture there. His hair, again, looks like it had been combed through today. He's got the cross arms there. This is a pretty sturdy figure too. It stands up, which I appreciate. We'll assess that in a minute, but not all of them do. But for a Gaston figure, I think it's pretty cool. I wish that if I had one thing to say about this, I wish it didn't come with a base. I don't love figures that have bases. I like things that can stand up on their own. But I guess his feet are just too small. I really don't know. And since he's not posable, maybe that's the reason. But that's the Gaston figure. Next, let's do Belle and the Beast. I'm going to do them both together. These are both really, really well done figures. See if we can get the Beast to stand. That's what I meant by having difficulty standing before. So let's start with Belle here. She is in her ball gown dress from the Beauty and the Beast sequence in the film. She's got the rose, which I really, really like. The rose has a little bit of sparkle to it. See there? It's definitely got some sparkle to the paint. I think her face is really well done. It looks just like Belle. A lot of figures are not truly representative of what the cartoon versions look like, but I think she looks just like Belle. There's got some nice ripples in the dress. We've got a little bit of a paint inconsistency there. Really, and the reason that she stands up so well is just because the base on this is the dress, and the base is enormous, you know? So she just kind of stands pretty sturdy like that. Her dress is that little bit of a gloss paint to it as well, which contrasts nicely with the paint that they use on her hair and her skin. So it gives the dress a vibrant look. This is Belle from the back. I like the motion that they have in her hair. The two different colors of the yellow. There might even be like a little bit of gloss in that darker yellow paint as well. A little more paint inconsistencies on the back, but overall, she's a really good figure. I think really representative of the Belle from the film. And last but not least, we have the Beast. Again, good figure. This is a really sturdy figure. Oh, what I meant before by flimsy things, though, the only complaint I have about Belle is this rose. And I mean, I just got these and I'm barely pushing on that. And look at that. That is bending. Her whole entire arm's kind of bending. And if you have a little child that you're getting these for, whatever, that I could easily see breaking off. It's like a loose tooth. It just wiggles. So be careful with that. This body on this Belle actually has a small crack in it right here. I don't know if you can see that. It has a very small crack, and her body actually could, I won't do it because I don't want to ruin my figure, but lift up a bit. So that is a big inconsistency with this figure. I'm sure a little bit of super glue would fix it, but shouldn't have to do that, you know? And finally, here's the Beast. He has issues standing on his feet. Lucky that his tail is there, because sometimes he has to lean in order to be able to stand up straight. But, I mean, he stands if you're just having him stand for the most part. He's offering his hand, it looks like, down to Belle. He's kind of got a downward look on his face. He's looking down, but his face is really, really well done. I really like how much detail there is in the beard and the different paint colors and everything in his face there. His horns are really, really well done. He's got the sheen on the shirt, that shinier paint. His jacket's done. I mean, the colors are kind of basic, but there's a slight paint inconsistency there. But his claws and everything are really well done. I think the size of him is good. He could be a little bit larger. I mean, here he is standing next to Gaston, and we all know how much bigger the Beast is supposed to be than Gaston, so I'm really not sure that the scale of these figures is truly representative of how they are in the films. I think that the Beast should be much bigger, and maybe even Lumiere and Cogsworth in them, aside from being separate figures, could be a little bit smaller. But this is the Beauty and the Beast series figure playset. Thanks for watching.